This guide is sponsored by Gungrave G.O.R.E. Alright, Gungrave G.O.R.E is a hyper-violent action game, which is the first mainline entry this series has had in nearly 2 decades, and it's made to feel like they just picked up right from where they left off. Gungrave is tough though, so unless you grew up chewing nails in classic action games, well, actually even if you did, you'll need to put these combat tips to use to actually survive everything trying to kill you. By the way, Gungrave G.O.R.E is on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and there's a link to it down below. First up is a useful high DPS synergy I really recommend you use. By being completely stationary and mashing right trigger for a second, followed by holding right trigger, you will enter burst mode, which allows you to attack much faster, but the downside is you often get knocked out of this attack by taking bigger hits. But if you spend a demolition point to activate Fury mode first by pressing both left trigger and right trigger, this will give you a temporary damage boost, but also make you immune to knockbacks. Combining Fury mode and the higher rate of fire from burst mode can do some really strong DPS, especially during boss fights. Wink wink. Also, when you're controlling Bungie, he can actually move around while in burst mode by pressing X or square with a directional input. Then you have the lovely Death Tornado, and the numerous ways it can help you out. By pressing B or circle with no directional input, you'll do the Death Tornado. Its basic function is to deflect missiles right back at someone. However, it can also be used to deflect these annoying tanks these enemies throw at you, which will stop them completely from detonating. Normally, these things will ruin your day with poison and fire everywhere. Also, some boss projectile attacks can be deflected as well, which is often more effective than trying to dodge them. Now, here's a few upgrades that will improve your survivability and also make you more agile. By default, when you hit a combo level of 50, you can then mash Y or triangle to do a Storm Barrage AoE attack. But if you upgrade your character's shield recovery rate to rank 4, you will unlock the ability to get both Storm Barrage Jump Shot and Dodge Shot. Pressing Y or triangle during a dodge will propel you a little bit further while blasting bullets all around you. Same goes if you press that while jumping, which now does a spinning slam attack. As soon as you hit a 50+ beat combo, you can then start using these new Storm Barrage attacks while staying on the move. Also, you can keep your beat gauge going in between areas by just shooting destructible stuff in the environment. That'll even build up the demolition point accumulation gauge, which is under the large blue shield bar. Shielded enemies are going to give you a tough time, especially once multiples start to swarm you, since they are almost entirely immune to regular gunfire. A few melee strikes are capable of breaking these shields, but the most effective way is to use the Death Spear shot. If you hold down right trigger, you'll build up a charge until you start flashing, indicating that the death shot is ready to go, which will instantly evaporate shields. You can charge up this attack a little faster while staying mobile though by canceling the startup shots by pressing X or square right after you start holding down right trigger. Using that is the safest way to take care of those shielded guys. When you're playing as Quartz, she has a very useful freezing effect. One of the best ways to avoid damage and continually apply freeze is to dodge while you're being attacked, followed by pressing the melee button. That will initiate a special dashing freeze attack on nearby enemies, letting you then smash away on them until they thaw out. Next, whenever your shield gauge depletes, your best chances for survival is to get grabby. Pressing the right shoulder button towards a standard enemy will let you pull them to you and use them as a meat shield. This will block incoming damage from the front and gives you the perfect opportunity to recuperate your shield gauge. Thank you, sir. And last, one of the most important tools you have are your Demolition Shots. By holding left trigger and pressing one of the corresponding face buttons, you can spend demolition points to fire off different ultimate attacks. The more demolition points the attack costs, the more health is gained when you use it. Other than your starting death blow attack, which sends out a huge missile, other 1 demolition point low healing attacks are Horror's Quake, which slams down in a small area right in front of you. Hellhound will whip out your giant machine gun, but you won't be able to move while firing it. Executioner's Blood will do a wave of gunfire around you and then detonate at the end. For the 2 demolition point medium healing attacks, there's Hellfire, which lets you use a short-range flamethrower. Raging Inferno will spin your weapon around rapidly and end it with an explosion, of course. Doom's Rain will lock onto targets in front of you, firing 6 homing rockets towards them. Graveyard will create a slow-mo field, which lets you briefly exploit enemies frozen in time. And for the 3 demolition point high healing attacks, there's Death Sentence, which fires a gigantic laser beam in front of you. Blood Rain will fire out a barrage of mini missiles in a large cone. Death Drive will temporarily turn your weapon into 2 swords, dashing you forward. And Seedfall will change your weapon into a large caliber sniper rifle, which pierces targets unfortunate enough to be standing in front of you. So, those were just a few things that might limit the amount of times you're seeing this screen in Gungrave G.O.R.E. Good luck out there. Now let me know if you're an old school Gungrave anime fan, or if you played the other games back on PlayStation 2, or last option, this is the first you're hearing of any of this. A big thanks to the publisher of Gungrave for sponsoring this video, and check out the link below if it looks like your kind of thing. As always, I'm Alex, and I'll see you soon in the next one.